This video is about a real Halloween horror. The Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh was attacked by an anti-Semitic gunman a few days ago, and he murdered 11 members of the congregation. Somewhat predictably, establishment Democrats and the media are blaming this on Donald Trump and his supporters for creating what they call a climate of rage and hate. Really? Well, I guess Democrats would know a lot about rage and hate. All you need to do is listen to what they have to say. Adam Schiff from California, let's see. No one sets the tone more than the President of the United States. And the tone that he sets is one of division, often one of hatred. Howard Dean, this has now become a struggle about good versus evil. And the President of the United States is evil. And of course, CNN's Don Lemon, the man that if he didn't say the President of the United States is a racist, would have nothing to say on TV at all, so that's all he says, the President of the United States is a racist. MSNBC's Donnie Deutsch, a real piece of work. If you vote for Trump, then you, the voter, you, not Donald Trump, are standing at the border like a Nazi saying, you here, you there. And of course, let's not forget the grande dame of such abhorrent thought, Hillary Clinton, who revealed in her campaign in 2016 the elitist bigotry of the left. You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. They're racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. The media and the Democrats, and there really isn't any difference between them, they blame Trump's words for violence. Trump uses harsh language against criminals, against illegal immigrants, against MS-13 gangs, against anyone who are actually threats to the United States. But I've never heard him talk about the people of this nation that way. If you blame the president's words for violence, you are in the end excusing those who've actually committed these acts. You're offering leniency to the actual perpetrators because of what the president said. And that is just so wrong. That is just so fragging wrong. Meanwhile, President Trump, who is about as law and order as you can get, he's pushing for the death penalty for the shooter at the synagogue attack. He went to visit the synagogue and offered his condolences to them. You have to remember that Donald Trump has family members that are Jewish. And I think when you talk about the nation of Israel, I don't think any president has been a greater friend to Israel. You could ask Benjamin Netanyahu, I bet he would pretty much agree to that. And of course, when Trump comes out wanting heavy penalties against those who commit these horrible acts, it just contradicts the whole media idea that somehow he's in league with them. He's the ringleader, the organizer, and he sympathizes with these morons. Now, I do remember other presidents saying things against the American people. In 2008, Barack Obama said about the American people that they get bitter and they cling to their guns and religion. And then the First Lady, his wife, Michelle, the same year, for the first time in my adult life, I'm really proud of my country. That sounds pretty hateful and divisive to me, and it's coming straight from the top. Of course, you didn't hear anything about that at the time, did you? You have to remember that the left in the United States, they are the elitists. They're the ones who do not want any dissenting opinion against them, and they're willing to say anything to get power and to get people to shut up and stop opposing them. I have never heard a Republican talk about his fellow Americans like the Democrats talk about just about anyone on the Republican side who opposes it. And I've never heard President Trump say anything like that. The worst thing you get from Donald Trump is if you make Donald Trump mad, you're going to end up with a nasty nickname probably, which will be funny and people will laugh about it, which is of course the one thing that the people on the left hate is when someone actually laughs, because you realize how ridiculous and stupid they actually are. Because the left has spent 2 years calling Trump racist, traitor, fascist, insane, mentally deranged, Hitler, worse than Hitler. And they have the audacity to blame him for hateful speech and violence. The left, in labeling those who oppose them as these horrible things, as the racists, as the fascists, as the Nazis, they're actually creating a platform for those who believe in this nonsense. They are establishing that Trump supporters think that way, and therefore they're making it mainstream. In doing so, they're actually making more extremists. It isn't the Republican Party that's making extremists, it's the Democrats. If CNN is telling someone that Nazis are everywhere, then it's okay for some little Hitler fanboy in his parents' basement to take some kind of violent action. After all, the media has told him that his warped ideas and his twisted little dreams are everywhere. Like the boy who cried wolf. If you cry Nazi enough, eventually one will show up. Just ask the congregation of the Tree of Life Synagogue about that. Thank you for listening.